Hello, and welcome back for another episode of the Art of Online Marketing live show. Today, I'm going to be answering some of your burning live video questions. My name is Denise Allison. I'm a live video creator, social media strategist, and joke teller. All right, so every few weeks or every couple months, I do one of these Q&A sessions where I give you the opportunity to ask some questions that maybe haven't been answered in former videos or that don't really fit into a longer video. So if you have any questions about live video, ask them in the comments. I've also been asking on Instagram and Facebook earlier this week, so some of the questions are coming from there. But if you are watching now live, or even if you're watching the replay, feel free to pop in the comments and ask some of your pressing live video questions. All right, so before we get into answering all of your awesome questions, I've gotten some really, really great questions. I want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by the Live Video Formula. This is my 6-part live video program where I teach you everything that you need to know to create your very own profitable live video show. So this is getting started in 2 days from now on Thursday. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can head over to strategro.ca/live-video and see all of the details there. So you can get started with live video even if you've never gone live before, and even if you think that you are too scared to do it. So you can head over there and see all of the details, and I'll be putting the link below. And like I said, if you have any questions about live video, feel free to pop them in the comments. But let me know who is watching and where you are watching from. Today it is snowing. It's been snowing since yesterday. Usually we don't get snow after March. I mean, sometimes there's these odd exceptions, and this is one of them. So I'm hoping that by tomorrow the snow is melted, because it really makes me sad and not want to go outside. And I'm ready for nice weather. All right. So first question. These ones are from over on Instagram. So we got a variation of this question in different ways, but here's essentially what the question is. My audience doesn't engage with my live videos. What do I do? And then we had some other questions that were like, how do I get my audience to engage? And along that line. But basically, there's a few things to keep in mind here. Is one of the bigger goals of your live video is to be engaging. That is one of the beauties of live video. It gives you the opportunity to engage with the people who are watching. So first of all, you need to ask for engagement. So if you want to ask your audience to leave you a comment, to like your video, to share it, you can absolutely straight up just ask for that. But it's always best if you give them a reason to do it, not just, oh, share this because it's going to help me. Give them a reason why they might share it. So don't be afraid to ask for engagement. If you're already doing that and you're still getting some crickets, well, first of all, don't worry about it. Depending on how many people are watching, you might not have that many people who are watching you live. And I know a smaller percentage of your audience is actually watching you live than are watching the replay. So it might feel like nobody is doing that while you are live, because there might only be 3 or 4 or 5 people watching at that particular moment in time. So just don't fret if you don't get tons of comments when you ask for them. It happens. I would say just don't don't draw attention to me and be like, oh, I guess no one's going to engage with me today, because sometimes it just depends on who's watching, how they're feeling. And also think about what you're asking them to do. Make it easy. It's easier to type a one-word comment than it is to write a whole story about something. It's easier to leave an emoji than it is to write out a sentence. So just make it easy and make sure it's something that they care about and see the value in doing. People aren't going to say it just for the sake of it. And to your audience and to anyone watching, it's a whole investment to take the time to comment on what you're doing. So keep all those in mind. But the important thing is to give them a reason to engage and make what you're doing interesting. All right, so question number 2, top tips for improving my live stream. So this is from someone who's already going live and they want to improve what they're doing. Now, one thing that I would say from my perspective is just to have fun with it. A lot of the live videos I come across are quite stodgy and a little bit dull. So make sure that your audience sees that you're having fun in what you're doing, and you don't need to make it so buttoned up. So don't be afraid to have fun in what you're doing, have fun in who you're talking to, and make it entertaining. People aren't going to watch if what you're saying isn't entertaining and that you're not presenting it in an entertaining way. So think about what people seek out. People are spending hours and hours and hours watching Netflix because they're being entertained. So I want you to bring some of that entertainment into what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you need a fire-breathing dragon or that you need like a soap opera happening. It doesn't mean that you need all of those things, but it means that when you are sharing your content, you need to be entertaining in some kind of way. All right. So next question is, let's see, I'm trying to read from these and also, it's hard to do both at once. All right. So the next question is, how do I be less anxious when I'm going live? All right. So the anxiety of going live, it generally is happening if you are new to live streaming. Right. Okay. So you're most anxious if you've never gone live, if you've only gone live a few times, and that sort of thing. So what I really want you to think about is this, and think about who is actually watching this live video. And if you're just getting started, fortunately, probably not that many people are watching, which is not a great thing, but it is a good thing if you are a little bit nervous about going live, because the people who are watching really do care about you and they are supporting you. If you're a huge name and you have tons, like thousands of people watching, well, there's probably some haters and some trolls thrown in there. But if you are newer to live streaming, the people who are watching care about you and they're showing up because they want to support you. So keeping that in mind when you press the live button is really going to help you be less nervous. There's not all these strangers watching. It's people who want to learn from you or they want to support you. So just picture those people behind the camera. So maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your best friend, or maybe it's a really, really great customer that you already have. So it's really important that you visualize them when you are going live and just imagine that those are the only people who are watching. And in some cases, it might be. All right. Okay. Next question. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll take some live as well. Okay. Should I make my videos more personal or business? Now, this is a really great question. And there's a couple of different ways to answer this. So really, right now what you're watching is my live show. And this is where I share value related to growing your business with the social media and live video. Now, the basis of these videos is business and it's education. So I want to share some value with you that you can go and implement in your business. But you don't want it to be only business because, like we said earlier, you need to have some entertainment in it. You need to have some relationship building and you need to have some engagement. And people are not going to watch your video if it's business only because it's boring. Okay. I said it, it's boring. So you do want to infuse your personality and a little bit of who you are personally into your live show. But you should also, once you're already doing that, it's great to take the time to show your audience a little bit more about who you are as a person. So you can take your phone and go ahead and do what is called a live stream. So the other day I did one while I was at the gym. You can do one while you're walking the dog. You can do one while you're I don't know, surfing's probably not a great example, but out in a boat on the water, you can give people a little behind the scenes look into your life so that they learn to know who you are as a person, and that helps them want to do business with you if you're on the same page in terms of personality and you get along. So showing more of your personality is always a good thing. All right, next question. Next question. What is the biggest misconception that people have about live video? Now, this is kind of in the same thread of what we're just talking about, but the misconception or the myth that people have is that your live videos need to be perfect. And this causes them a lot of anxiety because they say, oh, there are so many unknowns. What if something goes wrong? What if the dog is snoring, which he is? Hopefully you don't really hear that. What if the mailman comes and knocks at my door and interrupts the live video? These are all worries that people have because they think the video needs to be perfect. Now, as much as you want to show a professional air in your videos, they don't need to be perfect. And in fact, the more perfect you try to be and like share from a script and your rehearsed words and everything that you intended to say, the more boring that video becomes and the less people are likely to watch it. So what you want to do is you want to have an outline before you go live. I don't recommend just pressing live and making things up on the spot. Those videos usually end up terrible, but you do want to have an outline and a title and a theme of what you're going to talk about, but you don't want it to come out so rehearsed and like you're reading from a script. So know what you want to say, but then feel free to just go with it. Communicate with the people who are leaving you comments and reactions in the comments, and just be open to things happening and know that you can't control everything. So don't try to be perfect. That is honestly the opposite of what you want. You just want to share value and you want to share a little bit more about yourself. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them and I will get to them. And in the meantime, I'll answer some of the ones I had from Instagram over the last few days. Okay, what do I say when I'm starting? And the like preamble for the rest of the question was, you say in your videos that not to get started right away into your content because you're waiting for the live viewers, but you also say not to just stare at the screen while you're waiting for people to show up. So here's the thing. Live videos have a really different kind of structure and setup than a regular type of video because some people are tuning in live and some people are watching the replay. Now, I go over the entire structure and script for creating profitable live videos in the live video formula, but to get you started on what to say while you're waiting for people, we can talk about that right now. So basically, I want you to think about when maybe you're in high school or university and you're taking a writing class and your instructions were to tell your audience what you're gonna say it, and then tell them what you said. Now, that is basically what happens in your live videos. You are going to start off by telling your audience what you are going to talk about in your live video. So that whole preamble before you get into the meat of your content, you are telling your audience what you are going to say. So that can be broken down further. Now, whenever I start a live video, I always say, welcome to the art of online marketing. Today, we're going to talk about this. So today, we're going to talk about live video. Today, we're going to do live video Q&A. Today, we're going to talk about scheduling your live video. So just a really short phrase of what it is you are going to talk about. And that lets your replay viewers know if they want to watch this entire video because they watch it from the beginning while your live video viewers watch it from whatever point in time they happen to tune in. So you say, okay, today we're going to talk about this. You introduce yourself with as little words as possible. We don't want to know your whole life story, but if it's someone who has never seen you before, and often if you are creating live videos on a platform like Facebook or YouTube or somewhere else where new people can find you, you do want to give them a little bit of insight into who you are, but keep it short. So for me, I say I'm a live video creator, a social media strategist, and a joke teller. So that gives you a little bit of context of who I am, but I didn't go into my whole life story. And then you're going to give a little bit of a quick overview of why you're talking about this. I'm talking about this because I had a client who was struggling with this, or I was giving a presentation and someone asked this, and I thought it was a great question that I want to share with you. You just give a little bit of context to what it is you're going to be talking about in the video. And then you basically get into the meat of your video. So that is a really easy way to get started with your live videos without staring at the screen and without getting into the meat of everything right away. Because the challenge when you do that is those who tune in live and you're already in the middle of what it is you're talking about, they don't get engaged and they leave. So think about back in the day when you had cable, maybe you still do, but back in the day when I had cable and I'd be flipping through, I'm like, oh, this movie's on and I've always wanted to see it. But if it's halfway through, I'm not going to watch it because I missed the beginning and I won't know what's happening. So I want you to keep that in mind when you are creating your content for your live viewers, that you want to give them the time to tune in. So Facebook and wherever else you're going live, they send out notifications to your followers and your audience saying, hey, Denise is live now, go watch it. That's not what it says, but it says something like that. But they don't get that instantly, and they don't show up on your live video right away. So you do want to give them some time, and that leads into the next question that I'm pretty sure I answer every single time we do a live Q&A, but it's how long should your video be? People are always shocked by this, but you want to be going live for more than 10 minutes. And really your sweet spot is about 17 minutes, somewhere between 15 minutes and 20 minutes. And there's a couple of reasons for this, but one of them is that same reason that I just shared for why you should have a little bit of preamble before you get into the meat of your content. And that is that people aren't showing up right away when you're live, and you want people to be showing up live because that's when you get all the engagement and when all the fun things happen. So you want to give people the opportunity to show up live, engage with you, and consume the content. If you go live for 2 minutes, by the time they get that notification, you might be done and you miss out on all the live video magic. So you want to be going live long enough for them to do that, and you want to be going live long enough to have some engagement. And really, when you put the live video structure around your content, it makes it easy to go live for that long. When I first started going live, it's like, 17 minutes? I don't think so. But once you put in the structure of the live video that I teach in the live video formula, shameless plug, you will be going live for that long with no problem. All right, do we have any more questions? There's a few more here. Do I want to answer them? Oh, this is one. Okay, this is the last question I'm going to answer, and then we will turn off for today. All right, so this is, how do you bring so much energy while live? I tense up. Now, I've told this story before, but when I first started creating videos, I definitely also tensed up and was like this. And it was clearly, I have this, what's it called? A teleprompter. That's the word. I have a teleprompter, and I have had this app where you could put your why aren't words working for me today? Your tablet in front of the teleprompter, and you just put this app and you put all the words, and you could follow along with it. So I'd be like this, like reading every single word. And it's like, does this look normal? Does this look natural? It clearly didn't. All those videos are awful, and I hope to never see any of them ever again. But the point is this, that you're not naturally gonna feel comfortable on camera. It's a really weird kind of thing because really I'm just talking to a little circle in my computer, and I'm just assuming people are on the other side watching at some point. So it is a really bit kind of a weird feeling. And it's like when I first started creating videos, I forgot how to be a human on camera. It's like I would suddenly forget how to talk and be normal and all those kinds of things. So know that that is normal to feel that way. But also, again, like I said, I want you to picture that you are speaking to your best customers, your best friend, your mom, your dog, whoever you need to picture yourself talking to. That's what I want you to do. Yeah, I want you to imagine them on like this other side of your webcam, and like you're having a conversation with them. Also, you need to put out of your mind that there are negative people who are just ready to say something. Like the only times I've ever seen on any of my clients, the only time I've ever seen people being negative and mean for the point of it is when I was working with a law firm, and people, I guess, generally don't like lawyers. But I've never seen it happen before of people being nasty just for the sake of it. People are watching your live video because they want to learn from you or they want to support you. I said that earlier. But I want you to do that, and I want you to dial up your energy. So say your natural mode of going through your day is at a 5. I want you to dial that up to a 9. So I don't want you to pretend to be someone else, but I do want you to bring a little bit more energy to a video than you might having a conversation with someone in person, because it doesn't always translate as well. So if you can bring a little bit more energy than you normally would in a conversation, that will have you have more energy on camera. But not saying to be someone that you're not, but just dial up your energy a little bit, and that will translate well on camera. All right, so thank you for being with me here today for another episode of the Art of Online Marketing live show. For anyone who wants to learn more about live video, the live video formula starts on Thursday. So that's 2 days from now. And you can head over to strategro.ca/live-video. I'll put the link in the comments below, and you can join me for the 6-part in real time training where I teach you everything you need to know about creating your own profitable live video show. All right, everyone, I'll see you next week for another episode of the Art of Online Marketing live show.